This is the official podcast for the Adelaide Football Club.
Well, we're back, guys, with the number 1 edition of the Down the Guts podcast. And here we are, Patrick Dangerfield, Tom Lynch and Katrina Gill. It's round 1 time. How you going, Danger?
The number 1 edition, Jock. The first edition. What's going on there? It's
stuffed up the first edition.
No, it's good to be back, Jock. I tell you what, it's a big week this week in footy. The round 1 kicks off for us, so the boys looking forward to it. And the Chief is joining us this year, Jock. The Chief, Tommy Lynch. It's been a quiet couple of weeks for him. He's just had a welcome to new son to the world. Chief, how are you?
Yeah, it has been a quite couple of weeks, but I think the podcast was going downhill a little bit last year, so they've asked me to come on board for the first couple of weeks to see if we can get a few more fans involved. But
no, you're not a couple of weeks, you're the whole season.
Whole season.
Been
into that already. So that's okay.
Danger just touched on it then. Congratulations, Lynchy. How's it all going with little Kobe?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of an eye-opener, but very excited and sort of happy it's all sort of happened now and
are you
move
sure
on with our lives. And
are you sure the child's yours?
yes, I'm very sure. Due to the way he looks, he's very gorgeous, so he's definitely mine. But
Courtney was spending a fair bit of time at my house, but
sure,
you know.
that's not really much of an issue. You can take that if you like, but it's great to have him home, and Courtney's all settled now, so it's certainly a lot of fun so far.
Have any of the boys stepped up? Has Paddy been round changing some nappies or feeds?
No one's put their hand up just as yet. All the girls have sort of come round and looked after Courtney, which has been great, but
I've been looking after
the boys have been pretty slack, I'd like to say.
I've been looking after you.
Nah, well, sure, he baked us some cookies, but that's just about it, and I didn't even get to say
I baked some...
You took me on a fishing trip last week.
Yeah.
We caught nothing.
Gave you some time away. You know,
that's right.
Time.
Yeah, Courtney's family was over, so it was good for me to get away and give them a bit of time together, but we didn't catch anything.
Dange, how's the pre-season, mate? It's been a long time coming before round 1, and how was it for the boys?
It's been a good pre-season for us, Jock. We've obviously been going for a while now, and it's always good to start getting back into games, which we obviously did about a month ago. We didn't play great footy early on in the NAB Cup, as everyone would have seen, but I thought we really started to show our form of late last season with our work against Carlton. And certainly there's been some surprises from players in pretty good form throughout the NAB Cup, which has been good to see. So certainly selection will be tough for the coaches this week, and there's plenty of players pressing for that spot in round 1.
Who impressed you, Lynchy, both in the weights room and out on the track?
Well, as Paddy said, I mean, it's been a great summer for us. All the boys came back in really good nick and launched right into pre-season. So, you know, a lot of PBs over the summer, and we can take a lot of confidence going into the season, knowing that, you know, everyone put their best foot forwed. But, you know, Joshy Jenkins has certainly had a really good pre-season, and
just ask him, Chief.
Just ask him. just ask him. So he's got a column coming up in the Advertiser pretty surely. Well, so that'll be the life of Jock.
And I quote the other day: if LeBron James came to the Adelaide Crows, he'd be the second best athlete at the club. Still,
absolutely.
Like, you know, it doesn't take a backward step, the big jerker. Does not take a backward step.
Not at all. Josh actually did his own top 50 in the comp the other day and found himself at the top of the list. He's certainly not short on confidence, a big fella.
Who was second? Hurls.
Then Watto. Straight to Watto, then found himself again at 4.
Round 1, guys, there's a lot of anticipation and build-up. Where does it rank in terms of weeks on the footy calendar?
Like you said, the anticipation for round 1 is as big as it gets, because we haven't had footy for a long time over the summer, and obviously the fans are keen to get back into the real thing. So there's a lot of excitement around the place at the moment, and you know, when the boys have it over the West Lakes for lunch and that sort of thing, people are always coming up and wishing you good luck, especially this week, which is great to see and great to hear when people want to come up and wish you well. So certainly we're looking forward to it, and it's been a big build-up, but hopefully we can play some good footy.
So, Danger, Essendon obviously have an ongoing investigation, had some issues off the field. Do you reckon that'll add anything to their performance on Friday night?
I'm not sure whether it'll add anything to their performance. Certainly their form throughout the pre-season's been very good. They've obviously recruited and brought a few new players into the footy club. The number one being Brendan Goddard, who's obviously a very good player. So we'll have to be wary of him. But certainly they've got a full fit list to pick from, and they're going to be certainly a challenge for us. And hopefully we can bring our A game, Chief.
Absolutely, totally agree. I don't think we'll hold too much of a focus for them early on in the year, so we've really got to be on our game come Friday night. Otherwise, we'll certainly be given a wake-up call.
Players always talk about the difference between the NAB Cup and the real thing. You can't really prepare for it. How do you prepare for the speed of it and the first big hit that you take?
I think that's the reason the NAB Cup's sort of there. I mean, you sort of haven't played footy much for 4 or 5 months, so to get the minutes in your legs and the volume in your body you need for round one is certainly so important, as it's shown. A few of the boys playing the last few games, and we did really well in those last few games, getting a bit of momentum for round one, so we should be all ready to go this week, all guns blazing. So hopefully we can get off to a good start.
Might be time for our best and only segment, Ask Danger, where Danger answers the best Twitter questions. Jock, maybe you want to...
I love Twitter. I've really taken
How long's this podcast been going for?
Since Phil Davis.
You've got one segment.
Yeah.
You've got one segment.
We used to have...
Phil wouldn't have brought it in.
When Phil was... Phil was very good. He was a lot better than you are, so you need to really step up.
Stay, boo.
But ever since we lost Phil, God rest his soul, I'm not sure whether he's dead or what he's doing at the moment. Ever since we lost Phil, it's been hard to find someone to really gel with. Phil's very good to bounce around, Chief, so hopefully you can lift your game in the following
absolutely.
weeks.
I mean, we just might have to find a couple more segments. The Ask Danger is sort of pretty broad, but I'm sure these will be some interesting questions. Anyway, do I just step aside for this segment, or...? All right.
Anyway, we'll kick it off. First one, Danger, is from Catherine Way. She wants to know which out of the new recruits has impressed you the most during the pre-season?
Chief, who do you reckon? Who's been your favourite?
My favourite's been the Rat.
Oh, absolutely. Pick 81, Jock. You would have thought, pick 81. It's going to be hard to get a good player, but I tell you what, he's a diamond in the rough, the little Rat. He's a very polished left footer, and I tell you what, he loves having a bit of a joke off the field, Chief. So he's been a pretty impressive recruit. Sammy Siggins is probably the worst public speaker I've ever seen or listened to. Just ask Nutsy is basically all he says when he's asked a question.
He still hasn't got his licence yet.
And he still hasn't got his licence yet.
And he still hasn't given me a reason why he hasn't got his licence yet.
And then let's not forget the Big Goose.
The Big Goose.
Who actually doesn't own a shirt.
Does not own a shirt.
If you want to see the Big Goose, just go down to Grange on a Sunday.
Love him.
Tell you what, he never wears a shirt, does he, Chief?
Nah, definitely not. And he purposely got his house right down next to the beach.
And he sweats profusely. If you ever training with him, it's like he's just walked straight out of the shower and onto the truck.
Bruce? What about Bruce? A little...
He's got a little dog. What kind of dog is that, Chief?
I think it's a pug.
Oh, it's a shocking dog. I tell you what, they should put it down because it's a shocker. It's an absolute shocker.
RSPCA, hope you're not listening.
Matty at Mr. 19th Man. See what you've done there, Matty. Well done. You touched on it with Lynch. You went fishing last weekend. You've got a new boat, Paddy. He wants to know, what have you named it, and do you ever catch anything? Because Scott Thompson last week sledged you as having all the bells and whistles, cannot catch a fish.
I might answer this question because Scott Thompson is 100% true.
Scott Thompson is a compulsive liar.
Pat had 2 boats and we went out on them once. He bought 2 boats.
We went out on more than once.
I went on the boat once and I'm the only one he goes on the boat with, and we caught no fish. And then he had a fishing comp on the weekend, which we once again caught no fish.
No, you caught a shark.
I caught a shark, but we threw it straight back in.
I tell you what, Chief, it's a beautiful boat.
It's a beautiful boat. The North Bank.
No. If you're looking for a new boat, Cat, head down to North Bank at Christie's Beach Marine because they are absolutely beautiful, and no doubt the Chief and I will be out in the water over the coming weeks. We're going to get fish.
The weigh-in was at 3 o'clock and we left at 12.
Well, we had to get back. John Boy, the old man, he was flying out, so we had to get back for his sake. So that's why we didn't catch any good-sized fish, John.
So is it called the North Bank? You just
it's a North Bank, yeah. Oh, it's a
6 metre North Bank.
6 metre cutty, Cat. It's an absolute belter. Don't think we answered that question. Was there a question? No. Stop being a smart-ass, Matty.
Anyway, here we are from Tyron Norman.
Oh, hello.
Is it true that you once said to a friend that you will run through opposition players now that you're 94 kilograms instead of balking?
You've really got to check
He's a
people
regular contributor,
that
Tyron.
ask questions on Twitter, because Tyron Norman is from Anglesey and he's a bloke I've grown up with, and he's an idiot. And
He has said that though.
You spelled balking wrong if you wanted Tyron
and he
to
put
see.
or instead of of.
is the worst. Jesus, I tell you what. Tyron, go back to school.
Okay, Tyron, shut down. Alex Houston would like to know what's the best thing about playing for the Crows.
The best thing, probably running out in front of the crowd, Chief. What do you
Definitely
reckon?
the fans. Definitely be able to play in front of the fans, and also success when you win a game with the other blokes out in the field. It's also a pretty good feeling. So probably the best too.
We got one here from Rolly Stewart. He said, "Where is Ben Dowdle in his transformation into an elite footballer?"
Oh, Benny Dowdle. Tell you what, if you follow Ben on Twitter, or if you don't follow Ben on Twitter, follow Ben on Twitter, because he's very, very dry.
Very poor at Mario Kart though, which he spends most of his downtime doing. So Benny, as soon as he gets
you
a chance
beat
to
him
get
on
away
Nintendo
from
the other day?
as soon as he gets a chance to get away from the club, he's straight onto the Mario Kart, and he's not very good at it. So hopefully, with a bit more attention to detail to his footy.
No, he's been going very well, Big Benny. For someone that's been playing AFL footy for basically 12 months, his rate of improvement has been astonishing. His ruck work has been very good, and he's slowly, obviously, improving his other areas of his game, his work around the ground, and his kicking. So he's certainly one that has come on a lot quicker than what we thought, Chief.
Now, this one wasn't from Twitter, but it was off the email, and it's just so pleasant that I think we have to ask it.
Pleasant.
And Lynchy, you could jump in here as
Danger's not
well.
going to be happy with this one.
Dear Patrick, Danger, in case we didn't put those two together. My work colleagues, who happen to be rangers, think you are a ranger too. I argue that you are not. Can you please settle a long-running argument?
Yes.
Are you a redhead, or do you grow a red beard? Thanks. Looking forward to your response. Brett, Bluey and Stewie, who sound like those three ducks that were there.
Brett, Bluey, Stewie. No, not that I'm aware of. I've got pretty dark hair. It's very mousy hair, unfortunately. There's nothing.
A bit of a ginger beard though.
Yeah, every now and then there's a couple of streaks. I would consider the Chief to have red hair.
Yeah.
I
dye mine red though, so
You dye yours red.
doesn't really count.
Okay.
About Kobe. Kobe a redhead?
No, he's not, unfortunately. But
This is awkward.
this is awkward.
Ooh.
Maybe the segment was right. But I'll tell you what a segment that was.
Hang on, we got one more from Amanda. Danger.
Amanda, hug and kiss.
Give us your best Sando impersonation and any other players that you have. We know you like Craig Willis. You're doing all right on that.
I've got nothing on Sando at the moment. He's the king, Sando. He's
Is
the
everyone
king.
taking the piss out of you with these things? Like, do you actually think you're funny with it? Or have you got to a stage where everyone's just asking you to do it
I don't
just
know.
taking the piss out of you?
I think they're just taking the
Yeah, they are, 'cause
taking the
they're shocking.
P155.
They are shocking.
No, they're elite. They're elite.
So what about another player in the team?
They're calling me Jimmy Fallon at the moment.
You got a Tex Walker?
You're on the Josh Jenkins program.
Just, I'm just joking. Nah, I've
What
got
does Josh
nothing.
actually like?
Hey,
What is he like in life?
Josh.
Yeah.
He's a pathetic human being.
Walks his cat.
Walks his. Nah, he's a ripper. He's a ripper. Although it'd be hard to live with Josh, I reckon.
Oh,
Very moody.
unbelievable.
Bye. That's probably the end of that segment. We need to think. If you've got any ideas about segments for the upcoming People's podcast,
Call David Burtonshaw.
call David Burtonshaw at the AF.
I got his number
Get him doing something.
or tweet me.
Get Bert's doing something.
I don't know. Does he
Just
do
ring
it now
him.
that you've come back, Josh?
He's had a slight role change, but he does a bit.
If anyone,
Give him a call.
the people that work at the footy club, obviously Katrina Gill is one of them, Jock O'Connell another. Last weekend, Chief, they had their the staff breakout for the soccer.
Oh.
So they had
all about this.
admin versus the footy department. And if anyone's seen Jock O'Connell, he's a pretty large unit. He's about 6'4", and he'd be 95 to 100 kilos. And I tell you what, I don't want to say shit mixed, but he gave Darren Milburn a fair creaming. Jock, care to explain what happened last week?
Well, I like to watch the tapes of Jared Petrenko and
The cannonball.
the human cannibal, and the admin staff needed a bit of a lift, so just put head over the ball
Tell you
and
what,
Milburn was in the way.
What was the score?
Yeah, they probably their fitness base got us in the end. They ran away 4-0 winners.
Good finishing skills.
Unbelievable.
We'll be back next week when we can. I think
We
so.
will.
It will be.
We have to be.
All right, good luck on the weekend, boys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening to the official podcast of the Adelaide Football Club.